I want to talk about why starting a business is the least risky thing that you can ever do in your life. And back when I used to work my sales job, I remember saying so many times that if I put in 60 to 70% of the effort that I do every single day here, I'm going to be wildly more successful if I was going to go do my own thing. And a lot of people are told by society, they're told by their parents, their friends, their family, that starting a business is risky. Oh my God, it's risky. Oh my God, it is. Nine out of 10 businesses fail. The fact of the matter is it's the least risky thing that you can ever do. And so when I first started my agency, back when I quit my job after I traveled the world and I came back and I moved out to LA and I built the entire business with my bed basically on the floor and a folding chair and a desk in my bedroom. I remember having so many late nights and sitting there and simply just saying to myself, I know that it's going to work out because I knew that if I sat there for long enough and if I tried really, really, really hard, it was never not going to work. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking about starting a business, and I'm not talking about business in the sense where you need to invest tens of thousands of dollars into some Amazon store, some Walmart store, some e-com thing, or some physical location where you need a yearly rent and you need equipment and you need to redo the place, you need to renovate it, you need to buy this, you need to pay this guy, you need to hire a bunch of staff. I'm talking about business in its purest form. Go hunt business, acquire customers, and then figure out how you deliver on whatever it is that you sell. And so a lot of people are probably going to say that, oh, well, David, you had years of sales experience. You had $40 million in sales under your belt. You had almost 1,000 deals cold calling. The thing is, okay, yeah, I had all that experience, but I still entered a new industry and was able to succeed faster than most of the other people who enter any single industry. Because I knew that if I sat there and I tried really hard, and I'll say it again, if I tried really hard and I put in the same level of effort that I was putting in every single day at my sales job, the dials, the calls, the sales conversations, the emails, the work ethic from being able to sit there and just grind and grind and grind and doing what I do best, that I knew it was going to work. And I knew that at some point someone would give me the time of day and someone would say yes. Now, the world, especially the online business world, has changed very drastically. And it's changed to the point where it's a bit harder to do what I did. I did my first 10K profit within like 2 to 3 weeks, 20 something days. I don't know the exact amount, but I was able to succeed by relative terms. Basically going from $150,000 a year in a sales job in a corporate world to being on my own, having to hustle, having to figure it out, and literally going back to zero. And so it's rough and it's hard. And some people say that it's risky. And I guess it is kind of risky, but I personally think that it's the least risky thing that you can ever do. Because if you're like me, where you hate listening to other people, I couldn't fucking stand listening to other people. I couldn't stand listening to authority figures or being told what to do or being told when I have to wake up or having to go commute to work when I used to commute to work before we started doing the sales stuff from home during that thing that happened in 2021 and 2020. And so I knew that I was going to be successful. And a lot of you who are getting into business, you may not have the same level of confidence that I had, but you can certainly develop the work ethic. And you can certainly be the type of person that's going to show up every single day and go balls to the wall with whatever it is you do and be the type of person that's going to figure it out. Business in general is simply solving problems while delivering value to a marketplace. And so if you sit there and you know how to solve the problems and you know how to deliver the value to the marketplace, and you will not sleep, you will not stop until you have some degree of success or some degree of progress, and you're able to solve the problems that you create for yourself mentally, you have the emotional control to be someone who's going to withstand adversity and to overcome challenges and trials and tribulations. you're probably going to make it. If you're the type of person that hops around, that wants to quit when things get hard, it's probably not going to go well for you in anything that you do. And so my message is very simple, is that it's not risky. You're just probably not trying hard enough, or you're working very hard, but you're not working on the right things. And so you really have to understand that the entire startup phase, that 0 to 10K stage of whenever you start whatever business, right? Agency businesses, service-based businesses are the easiest businesses to start because you need very little upfront capital. I started my entire business with a website, and it was on like Squarespace, with one Gmail account, which is like $7 a month. And I think Klaviyo back then was free, and Figma was free. And so all the things that you're going to do, you can figure out a way to make it work. I started my business for less than $100, and I made 10 grand in like 2-3 weeks. So I was, I guess, an anomaly, right? It is probably going to take you longer to develop the skills, but I knew that if I'm able to go out and hunt business and acquire customers and have those conversations, eventually someone's going to pay me to do what it is that I'm selling. And I very much so figured out the service delivery after I had already gotten paid. I didn't study it. The only thing that I knew was that I'm going to go out, I'm going to acquire a business, and then as soon as they pay me, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do the best damn job that I possibly can for the people that I'm working with. And so there's very little risk involved. Okay, if you're broke, you might lose a bit of time. You might not be good at it. But I forget who said it, but it was like, if you're mediocre at business, then you're making $250K a year. And that's not a bad living at all. So if you're thinking about starting a business, if you're thinking about doing this thing, if you have money to invest, great. If you don't have any money, you can certainly figure it out. It's going to take longer, but you can certainly figure it out. And so for me, I didn't have an option. Like I said, I hated listening to authority. I hated listening to other people. I didn't have an option but to grind, but to hustle, but to do what I had to do. I didn't have the luxury of working some cushy job because I don't like taking orders from people. I don't like listening to authority, and I knew I was made for more, and I knew I was better than what I was getting paid. So the only option for not only myself to secure my freedom and to live the actual lifestyle and the life that I wanted to live was to go out, to be an entrepreneur. It was always my dream to be an entrepreneur. I remember when I was going to college and I was like 18, I think I just turned 18, and I emailed the school. I was like, hey, how do I learn how to become an entrepreneur? And I sent that to like the school advisor, right? And the school advisor says, well, you can take business management. I'm like, I don't want to learn business management. I want to learn how to make money. I want to learn how to run a business and be an entrepreneur and get paid. And they responded and they were like, well, that's more of a title. We can, since you're undecided on your major, we're going to enroll you in general education classes for an undecided major. And then you can decide your major anyway. And I had one singular goal when I was 17, 18. I wanted to get rich and I wanted to make money. And school's not going to teach you how to run a business. The way that you learn how to run a business, the way that you learn how to start an agency, the way you learn how to do e-com, the way you learn how to do anything, how to run a hair salon or a pet shop, is you have to sit there and you have to get after it and you have to do it. And you're going to learn more on the job and learning via experience, whether that's working with people, whether that's doing case study mock-ups, whether that's describing your process, whether that's actually doing the work, than if you were to sit there and study it and read books and listen to podcasts and everything like that. Now, I had a few mentors in my life, and I highly recommend you get a mentor. And if you get a mentor, they're going to show you the way, and you're going to go a lot faster and further than if you were to go at it alone. I went at it alone originally. I had some very successful mentors back in the day who ran venture capital funds and who were serious businessmen in different industries. But the whole online thing and being able to do whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to really appealed to me. And I hated taking orders, hated listening to people, and that's what I wanted to do. I always wanted to be in business. Now, the stress that comes with running a business is a lot to tolerate. It's a lot to handle sometimes. Sometimes you feel like there's a gang around you and you're getting beat over the head with a lead pipe. Eventually, it simply stops hurting. And then you continue walking down the street, walking down the alleyway, wherever you're at, where you're getting beaten the hell with lead pipe. But I really want you to know that it is less risky than you think. And the only thing that's holding people back, and the only thing that's probably holding you back, is the fact that you're being told by your friends, being told by your family that you shouldn't do this, that it's risky, that it's not going to work, because they don't believe in you. And you need to believe in yourself more than anything. And if you're 17, 18, 20, 24, 25, 30 even, and you don't believe in yourself yet, you can certainly cultivate that. You can certainly make that a part of your life. It takes a while for that to happen, but becoming successful and learning really how to stand on your own 2 feet in business is really going to change your life. It's going to change the way you perceive the world. It's going to change the way that you interact with the world. And most importantly, it's going to change the digits in your bank account, the car you drive, the place you live, the clothes you wear, and the women you date. So my message to you is, in this video, starting a business is the least risky thing that you can ever do if you want to live a certain type of life. If you're not built for it, you're not built for it. But if you are built for it, you have to give yourself the opportunity to grab yourself by the bootstraps, by the shoelaces, by the flip-flops, whatever you wear, and give yourself the opportunity to succeed. And you have to believe in yourself, and you have to continue pushing on when things get hard. You have to continue being the person and taking the actions of the person that you want to become. Because you're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about business, about the systems, about the operation, about the fulfillment, about the sales, the client acquisition, working with the clients, how to talk to them, how to carry yourself well. And so I think it's a very beautiful experience for someone to have. And you can absolutely do it. I'm someone who has done it, and I've done it multiple times now. And I truly think it is one of the most beautiful things that you can experience in your life. There's no risk, because I know, and my message to you again is, if you can understand that all you need to do is sit there and work at it as much as you possibly can, at some point on a long enough time horizon, it might not be 3 weeks like me, but at some point on a long enough time horizon, it's going to work for you. As long as you keep working on the right things, you keep doing the right things, and as long as you constantly improve and make the micro and macro optimizations that you need to make in order to get more clients, to keep getting paid, and in order to grow the business. I'll see you guys in the next video.